Hey, it's Devin, the internet's favorite micropianist, and I'm here to make a video about how I make my micropiano videos, my pianoramas as I call them. And I don't always wear a helmet to do it. It's just that I happen to bike. So normally I make these in pretty remote locations, but I'm home in Brooklyn. Let me just kind of fix this. And fixes up pretty nice, huh? So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through my setup, talk about various levels of gear that I use, and kind of talk about the mission of the whole project. So let's dive in. We're gonna start by unpacking the sack. All right, it's time to unpack the sack. First things first, perhaps the most expensive item in my kit, the Teenage Engineering NB1, the neck brace 1. I'm not even gonna say what I paid for this, but it appears to be some really finely molded copper or steel perhaps with some packaging tape. And I take this very phone that you're seeing through, stick it right there on the tape, and voila, wide angle mode, and I've got a video. Moving on, the trusty OP1. So I've got it in some sort of just like off-brand keyboard case with a deck saver, so I can just kind of shove it anywhere and not worry about it. I've got my lightning to USB, I've got my Apple earbuds, and a couple of 1/8" audio cables. All right. Of course, I've got the Yamaha Reface CP, famous for its wonderful effects section, its tiny little micro keys, which can actually be a real pain in the ass to try and nail stuff on. And I don't know what else. It's got USB out, it's got an aux in, so we're gonna talk about that a little later, and it's battery powered. Pretty cool. And how about the old trusty TX6? This is the latest addition to my kit. And it is the world's tiniest mixer, but it's insanely powerful, and I am insanely hot and sweaty. Good Lord. And what else? We've got the remains of my pet rabbit, Stumpy. No, that's actually a microphone. Oh yeah, my iPad. This is something I've actually yet to incorporate in a video because I've been waiting to get the TX6. But we're gonna test it out today, see how it goes. All right, let's get started. All right, welcome to level 1. Oh my God, what's going on? There we go. So level 1's cool. It's just the OP1. You can take this with just some earbuds and a USB-C to lightning cable and make videos. All you're hearing right now is the headset mic. So that's pretty cool. And I can run it through whatever effects I want, even if I want to go into a nice reverb chamber or turn into a cow. See what I mean? Okay. So this kind of gets at the heart of what I love about this setup, which is that it's so easy. This records the audio straight to the camera app in my phone. I don't have to put anything in a computer. I just post it on the internet. Voila. Let's move on to... Oh dear, it's raining. Alright, well, it's raining. So I might have to put this video on hold for a little bit. First it was the park employees cutting off the seeds of this invasive grass. And now it's tears from the sky. Shouldn't be an issue for my NB1. That's pretty resilient with the rain. But these more expensive devices deserve a little cover. So I'll be back in a bit. What's up? I think it's time to move on to level 2. The rain is kind of gone. All right, so the irony of level 2 is that I can't actually show you level 2 without either doing level 1 or level 3, because as soon as I plug in the Yamaha Reface into the OP1, we lose the mic signal. So I could leave it unplugged and change my monitoring source, or I can just unplug it and plug it back in to go between defaulting to monitoring with this, which is on with this button, or just hold shift, press this button, and then cycle through my monitoring options, which includes the FM radio. Well, let's check out level 3. Level 3 involves incorporating some sort of microphone. Now in the past I've used this Tula mic. I've also used a Zoom. The important part with this is that you just want to use a mic that has an output. So, voila, gonna plug that like this, And then I'm going to plug it into the aux in on my Reface. And now I'm going to plug this in, so we're going to monitor the Reface. And let's see if we hear audio from the mic. There we go. Yeah, okay, cool. So we'll turn up the gain there. So now you are hearing this mic passing through the aux in on the Reface, which means it's tied to the volume of the Reface. That can be a little bit challenging to manage. And then that is passing into the OP1. So I've made a couple videos like this, and the advantage of this is that you get a little bit of the ambient noise, you know? Get some of those nice key clicks in the video. But actually, no, you get a sense of just the space, and I think it really adds to the experience of a video, and you can just get a little taste of what's going on around you. So that is level 3, and it's really just about incorporating a little space, but also would work great for a collab or singing. I like to make my videos, I like to make my videos, I like to make my videos, yeah. Anyways, moving on to level. Alright, so welcome to level 4. Now, you may notice, if you have perky little ears, that my voice sounds a little different. And that's because I'm using a lav mic. Here it is right here. I've got it clipped to my phone. This is unintentional. The real thing is, I forgot to bring a couple of extra 1/8" cables because this is my first time using the TX6 and I'm just not used to needing all these cables. But I wanted to send this mic into channel 3 so I could have the OP1. Ooh, that's loud. And the Reface. Something like that, right? And now you can see what this is cool for. Just like having it all work, not having to think about clever ways to route stuff through the aux jack of the Reface, blah, blah, blah. I can individually EQ things. I can't actually, I don't think, EQ the lav mic because that's going in through the Q section here. But I did notice you can do some cool stuff like add effects and delay. That's it. But that's pretty cool. So that's level 4. Of course, you could send this on a nice long cable all the way to someone that's playing guitar across the pond and create some sort of beautiful collaboration that way. And I certainly hope to do that in the near future. Well, I'm afraid levels 5 and 6 are going to have to be saved for another video. I was really stoked about incorporating the iPad and exploring some creative ways to use that in this setup, but also maybe it's for the better because I think that's probably deserving of its own video entirely. Basically, I didn't bring enough audio cables, that was my bad, to really like create the whole network of sounds that I wanted to. And this USB dongle, plugged into the bottom of the iPad wasn't sending any audio through the headphone output, which was kind of the crux of how it was all going to work, because that would allow me to send USB in via the data port and then audio out via the headphone jack, meaning I could play the Reface and trigger whatever sounds I load up on the iPad, something I've dreamed of trying for a while. So I'm gonna have to come back after some troubleshooting. All right, that concludes the nerdy, techie portion of this video, and I briefly just want to touch on kind of my mission with this project. I came up with the idea because I wanted to make more music outside. I grew up around nature, and I find that a lot of my musical experience now is indoors, staring at a screen, and this really gets me outside and helps me appreciate the world while also kind of advancing my career and creating art that I'm proud of. But also, I love that it forces me to think about how to do as much as possible with as little as possible, because portability becomes kind of a defining factor of this setup. And ultimately, my plan is to bike across the country on a long-range e-bike, cringe, I know, and make videos along the way. Because really, as a culture, I think we need to make efficiency sexy. We need to embrace the limitations of less, right? To find inspiration and passion and creativity with less. We've grown so accustomed to energy abundance. You can have it all, but I think we're headed into a future where that's just not going to be quite as realistic as we realize that fossil fuels have really spoiled us. So I'm going to stop myself from rambling on, but I just want to let you know that the larger mission behind this project is to make efficiency sexy, because I just think that's a big part of what we're going to need going forward. So think about that, chew on that, and I'll be back with my full iPad setup, hopefully in the next few weeks. So this is your sexy efficient micropianist tuning out. We'll see you at another video.